So we looked at Daniel 10:1, end of 70 years, time of the end, and we're approaching it from the premise that if you don't know when and where to locate the time of the end, then you won't be able to line up prophecy correctly. And we're approaching it from the point that the prophecy that's designed to bring the final revival among God's people is Daniel 11:40-45. So when we come to that prophecy, this emphasis of knowing where to put the time of the end is of supreme importance in those verses. So in 10:1 is when the vision, Daniel's last vision, begins. And when you get to Daniel 11 verse 1, Daniel isn't changing the date of the vision. He's just Gabriel's just reminding Daniel that he also was there to strengthen Darius. And in verse 1 of Daniel 11 it says, "Also in the first year of Darius the Mede, even I stood to confirm and to strengthen him." And this confirms not only, this doesn't just give us another witness for a time of the end, but it broadens what we came to understand of the time of the end as time progressed. When I first understood the time of the end, I thought it was a point in time. 1798 was the time of the end, period. That's all there is to it. But as the line of the tribe of Judah opened these things up, we realized that the time of the end, more often than not, is marked by two historical figures. Here in Daniel's vision, we got Cyrus and Darius. At the time of the end and the time of Christ, we have the birth of John the Baptist and the birth of Christ. The time of the end and the time of Moses, we have the birth of Aaron and the birth of Moses. And as we come to 1989, our time of the end, we see two presidents, Reagan and Bush the first. So the Lord opened up the time of the end as a point in time, but as He developed this truth, we came to understand that two historical figures will mark the time of the end. So verse 1 of Daniel 11 is also the time of the end. And then in your notes, if you're still in your notes on page 3, I have verses 6-8, and I haven't reviewed these notes recently, so we'll read these, and it may take me a second to think through the logic, but we'll do that. I'm on page 3 of your notes, and there isn't much to read. It's just a column there. It says Daniel 11. We just did Daniel 11:1, and I'm saying that the first year of Darius was 537/38, depending. There's two ways to look at that year. But that's also a time of the end, also a conclusion of 70 years. And it goes together with verse 1 of Daniel 10. And it provides two historical witnesses, Cyrus and Darius, that corresponds to John the Baptist and Jesus, Moses and Aaron. And it's speaking to the time of the end in 1989 with Ronald Reagan and George Bush the Greater.